Hello everyone, and welcome back to a journey to the Redstone computer. And today we're going to be talking about what I believe to be the most powerful logic gate there is, as well as my personal favorite. So there might be bias in that statement. That is the XOR gate. So let's crack onto it and get into the logic gate that will unlock the final stages to getting to major computer circuits. Okay everybody, so right here is the K-map for the XOR gate. So let's start by just building the equation for this. So let me clear my inventory real fast. We're gonna click. Okay, there we go. We have everything to build our equation. So let's see here. We don't have any groups of two and kind of the same pattern across. So I guess there's no reason to knot it. We just can look at what we need. So let's start with looking at what we need. So we only have two powers of two groups, which is this one here and this one here, because remember that 2 to the 0 is 1. So I guess we'll start right here, which is A naught B. Okay, and then right here is B naught A. So, or B naught A. So we'll go A, B naught. Okay, so this is the equation. And, you know, we can show the actual symbols for it. But this is how that looks. So A naught B or B or A naught B or A B naught. So this is actually our first circuit that's got legitimately two components to it. And like there's no other way to do that. Obviously the knot of that would be a yeah, we'll worry about the knot of that maybe later on. Maybe in another video, because I don't want to deal with that right now. Okay, so this is the actual circuit for that. It's a bit big, a bit clunky, obviously. That's kind of how these first ones look for us. So when we flip it, you'll see that switch turns it on, and if I flip this switch, that turns off, and if I flip that one, it turns on. So basically how the XOR gate checks is effectively if these two are different. If your two inputs are different, then the XOR gate turns on. If they're the same, then it's off. So that's kind of how it looks. I'm trying to give you guys a little bit of a view of kind of how it look. So if we look on this side, you've got this torch connects to, we'll say that this one's A, B naught, and then this torch right here connects to B naught A. And that's pretty much in general how all of these work. And then obviously this is just our output line right here. So let me go ahead and build the simplified circuit, and I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay everyone, so I'm back with just the first and simplified circuit that's kind of the easiest one in my opinion to build. This is actually the first gate that I wound up having to look up way back when. And this is, I think, the first one that you see on the Minecraft wiki. I could be wrong, but that's how it was in like 2010 when I first looked this up. 2010? No, not 2010, like 2013. Oh well, whatever. So right here, you'll see this set right here. This is basically both knotting A, and then you'll see that this inputs to both of these, and then we have kind of an OR. So it kind of combines what we know of AND gates and OR gates so far and builds it into one really compact circuit compared to the other one we had before. There are other more compact ways to build this, which we're going to crack into later. So I guess I should show you guys actually how to build it. That might be helpful too. So we'll go ahead, you'll place that little plus sign and then your two blocks. Oh, that fit perfectly, cool. And then torches, just place them like so, do that. And there's no particular order you have to build this in. You only have to worry about the order of how you place blocks when you deal with observers, luckily. Normally, I should say. And then just like that, and then you just put your two levers on, and there you go. You have your XOR gate. It's not that difficult. But obviously, there are other uses for this, and there are other ways to build it. So let's go right here. So let's start with the observer one, which this is actually the first gate where the observer version is honestly outright easier to build just the observer method. So right here we have two of these switches, and then this is what's called a T flip-flop, which is effectively just a fancy form of an XOR gate. Anytime one of these updates, it's going to make that piston go back and forth. And so it works just like that. Obviously, when you build this, you have to make sure that it is basically you want to put your piston down like you want to build all of this out here, have all your switches in their default positions, and then grab your sticky piston right there, sticky piston, and your redstone block, and then sticky piston here, redstone block there. The next one is a comparator version. Now, why would I show you guys this comparator format for it? And that's because actually we're going to end up using this premise when we build the adders later on in the series. And those are really soon. There's a couple other circuits that we will deal with next episode, which I'll be talking about here momentarily. But this actually XORs a comparator signal. So you'll see that both these are on, but this is at 1, this is at 2. This guy is set to output 15, which is F in hexadecimal, and this one is set to 6, which, that's wrong. Oh, because of that, that's overpowering it. So if we just lower this down to, let's say 5. 5. So now you'll see neither of these are on. And if we go 7, then you'll see that there's a 1 there, and a 0, 8, a 2, 9, 2, and so that's kind of how that XOR system on this works. And it's really cool. Again, this is for analog signals, and I think there's some specialized limitations. I did pull this straight from the Minecraft wiki, so I would suggest when you're trying to build logic gates, go check out there, because they do have extra ones that I don't go over here, because there's just way too many ways to build these. Now on to my favorite, the literal XOR gate, which I think you can see why I call it, which I think you see why I kind of like that, because it's an actual X. And because of how this is designed, it actually serves as 2 functions, and if you wait till a little later in the video, you can actually see where there's an opening for 3. So first we have the XOR gate, and just ignore that torch, and it's this right here. So you're gonna have this Y is gonna have redstone all the way up. You're gonna have torches on both of these and a torch right there. This is gonna detect when both of them are on and output on this torch, and then these are gonna detect when either one is off, and then it will kind of do a NAND with that. So if we flip this one, dust is on, so that's good. Flip that one, dust is off. Because both of these are on, turning both these torches on. Kind of the same idea. This also allows you to actually detect which one is on as well, but just by looking at it, right? So boop, 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 boop. Okay? But the second feature of this is it actually has an AND gate. So if you look right here, you have this here, and then this line, which forms an AND gate. This is actually a multi-input one too, so if we take and we grab and we do that, and we do that, and then we can go right here, then we can go lever, and then we can go torch, we can grab some more dust, okay, and then you can flip that one, and then that has the AND on it. Okay, cool. And then if we can also make another XOR gate right here if we want to. Just do that, and then do that. That was the wrong block. Let's grab an iron block here and dust right there. And now you have 3 XOR gates, which each one of these kind of operates differently. Oh, but the problem is that you want to isolate some of that. I forgot about that. Yeah, so actually this actually works as an XOR gate when this is now an equivalence gate. So it's good to check if you have multiple inputs and you want all of them to be the same. And that would be where you build an XOR, or XNOR, which is basically where you knot both of these and then AND it together, and that output. So, or these and not that. Yeah. So this would be like an equivalence gate. You would check to see if both of these are equivalent. If they are, then you will take and you'll put an output right here. So these are not equivalent. So, boop. Obviously, it would be better to just build an AND gate. Or, well, actually, no, this is good because this is an equivalent. And that would be good if you wanted all of your switches for a certain function to work that way. Now, let's crack on to the next stage, which another Now let's crack on to the bonus feature that I mentioned, which is the how to connect and build a 3 functions within an XOR gate. So this specialized gate actually right here kind of summarizes it. Let me go ahead. So obviously you can detect an AND of these. Of course, this one, you have to choose when you want that AND. But you can also set it up to be an OR gate. So let's go ahead and destroy this. Okay? And let's just say you have these 2 inputs. You want it to be able to tell AND, an XOR, OR, and OR. Well, all you have to do is take both of these, and you're going to connect them up. So we're going to grab this. We're actually going to grab another type of wool, because I planned this out so well that I forgot to grab my wool. Yeah. So we're going to add these blocks here. We're going to go right here and take that. Okay, so we want to dust right here. Okay. And okay. So you would have your XOR output kind of come off right off here. And this collects from that whenever it's XOR'd. Okay. Or an AND. Well, if you think about that for a moment, so it detects when they're different, when one of them is on, basically, and when both of them are on, meaning that this right here is also an OR gate. So let's grab a repeater, place that right here, and then this right here would be your OR gate, as well as output for your AND. So this would be your like OR gate, and then you can also modify it to where maybe like you do this, and you have it feed right here, and then that right there, and then this would be your OR gate. So AND right here, OR right there, XOR right there. And just to prove that, okay, so both of these are off, so now we have an XOR, or an OR, and then we have our AND and our OR. And then you can do all sorts of cool functions. So this is kind of like the one logic circuit to rule them all, because you can do all 3 of the basic logic functions using this. Maybe next video we will talk about a very special gate, one that I recently learned about called the imply gate. It's kind of like an override switch, which we'll, again, talk about that next video. So yeah, this is kind of like why I love it so much, is you can actually have every possible output come from this. As a matter of fact, let me do a quick mod to this, and we're going to actually have one side have all 3 outputs. Let me get that, and I will be right back. Okay, everyone, so now that I'm back, here is the output for all 3 gates. So right here is our XOR, our OR, and our AND. And so this is how you would connect all of that up, this purple blob. Obviously, there are probably better ways to do that. And this is actually going to comprise the one brain component of the computer called an ALU. It's called an arithmetic logic unit, which effectively is kind of like this. The one that I will be building later in the series is much more compact because it's actually designed for that purpose. This circuit here is actually designed to be used for an XOR gate. And I might work on actually improving this design, because this is one I personally built. I know other people have built these before, but I personally built this one because I just wanted to fiddle with it. But yeah, so this ALU basically can detect all sorts of things, and it's how your computer operates. You might hear of like an Intel Core processor. Well, at the brain of a CPU of that processor, it has an ALU in it. And that's what makes computers so powerful. So I do hope you guys enjoyed learning about this and getting to understand the next stage of our series, which is going to be building these ALUs, decoders, and other circuits like that. But without further ado, this is Negative Light signing out, and God bless y'all.